Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Clean Scalpel. Today we have a very exciting segment for you. We're going to be going over two things. The first one is we're going to be building from what we did before, which is using your left hand to control the pickup. What we'll talk about first is using your left hand to open and close needle drivers. Why is that important? Well, you might be in a situation where the clamp is around a vessel and your right hand might be preoccupied, and so this is the way to work at it and practice. Again, my goal is always to make you think about surgery as professional athletes do about their particular sport. It's something that requires practice, and I think we can do it together and hopefully get better in the process. Okay, so let's get to it, guys. So you won't really need much for this. You'll need a pen if you have it. I have a silk tie here. It's a 3/0. And finally, I have any kind of needle driver, whether that's angled or straight. Really doesn't matter, because what we're going to be doing is using our left hand to practice opening and closing the needle driver. So let's just go over the basic steps of it. Okay, so with the right hand, obviously it's much easier with these right-handed instruments because you can open and close it like we've described before, or you can palm it like we've also described, open and close it. But now it's going to be a little bit different with our left hand. So when you open and close the needle driver with your left hand, what you wanted to do is keep your palms open and have it rest. And the way you can think about it is split your two fingers, okay? And they're going to work against each other. So I'm holding it like this. These two fingers are going to be under the top circle. These two are controlling the bottom. And what I essentially want to do is take my thumb, and that's going to be the resistance on these two fingers, okay? The bottom essentially stays the same. This allows me to open and close it, okay? So I'm going to show you that again. Again, the counterbalance comes with these three fingers or these two fingers, depending on how you like it. I like to have it sit in these two. These two fingers are the only ones doing any of the work. Okay? I'll show you from a different angle here. So when it is a right-handed instrument and you're using your left hand, obviously you have to look at the connection points and see how they open and close, and that's what's going to give you the direction of the pressure that you need to apply. But in general, this hand is going to push in that direction, okay, which is what's going to allow us to open and then close, okay? So how do you practice this? Well, same thing with the needle driver in your right hand. Whether you're palming or whether you are putting your fingers in the hole, keep one of these needle drivers in the left side of your white coat, and then as you're going through rounds, keep your hands again in this location, work to open and close it, okay? Now here's where it gets fun, and this is how I learned to practice this. Often you're going to be around very delicate structures, so this is going to be on a vessel, and the last thing you want to do is when someone actually ties the knot down, you don't want to fumble to get this off. The reason is if you fumble too much, you may pull this off the vessel, and that'll obviously cause some bleeding. So the goal of it is to keep the tip relatively stable as you're practicing opening and closing it, okay? And this is how you practice. You take a pin of any kind, and we're going to just tie a suture around this. And by tying it, we're just going to put it right in the middle of the pen, okay? Now, you notice you can click this in either side. Now, if you feel like you're struggling too much as you work to open this, you'll notice that the pen actually moves. What you want to get used to is opening and closing without the pen moving at all. That grabbed the inside of it. Let's get this down. So again, locked, open, locked, open, locked, open. And that's how you practice. Now, we're going to build on this very quickly, but this is the first part of today's lesson. Okay, guys, and now the more exciting thing for today is part 2, which is how we're going to look at passing a tie around a fixed instrument. Now, this is something I'm really excited about because I learned this from Dr. Macaroon in Pittsburgh, and this is something I've tried to teach the residents, and they've asked me repeatedly to make videos of this, and so here we are. And we're going to do it quickly first, and then I'll show you the slow motion version of it because it looks like a magic trick when you first see it. So my brother is helping me today, and this is how this works. You'll notice that there will usually be an instrument on a vessel, on anything small, and now you're going to need a tie to get around it. So normally what most people would do is they would take their hand around, and then they would tie it. Okay? We're going to show you the slick way of doing it. It saves a little bit of a hand motion, and I think you guys will like it. So the motion is the following, okay? Did everybody see that? Okay, so the way it works is my dominant hand, which is my right side, I'm going to make this string taut. With my left hand, I'm going to go well past the instrument. And with the index finger of my right hand, I'm going to pull this around. Okay? So I'm going to show you that one more time. Again, your dominant hand, you want the string pretty short, like you're holding the tip of it. You're going to make it the string taut, though. You're going to go well beyond it. Again, with the index finger, you're just going to pull that around. And all of a sudden, you're ready to tie. Okay? If you have any questions about this last technique, please feel free to email me or add a comment. I'm really excited. I think we're now getting into a lot of the fun stuff of the technical aspects of surgery, and I'll look to see you guys again in the future.